Hi. So, have you been seeing the news lately? Have you ever heard about all the natural disasters that have been going on these past years? They've been horrible. So, a natural disaster could be a hurricane, a flash flood, or a tornado. Um, they can make so much damage. It's not only the houses, it's not only the roads, it could also be the economy, people, and damages are mentally and physically. But don't you ever wonder about all the helpless people who have no idea what to do in a natural disaster? They are helpless, they don't have any idea, no clue um, in how to prevent any injuries or damages. That's why we should be more aware and learn more about the environment and how to be prepared in case of an emergency. There is so many chaos that could happen before, during, and after a natural disaster. A lot of people suffer and need help. They wish to have known what to do in that moment, and now that they're suffering. So today I'm going to be talking about ways to prevent in case of a presence of a natural disaster, the impact on the environment, economy, people, and psychological damage, and ways how to fix and cope with natural disasters. After taking these preventative actions, you should be well prepared and well educated on a natural disaster or how to cope with the environment. Um, Even with all of these preventative initiatives, a lot of bad stuff can happen, and it's Mother Nature's fault.
On the environment, such as destroying the wildlife and other habitats that they have for animals as such. It tends to cause death in the wildlife in the environment as well as deforestation. Negatively impacted. Okay. My third example would be on the effects that it has on wildlife and animals that are in the surrounding area and environment around the community. This tends to affect them, which because it kills any of their habitats that they are currently living in, and it causes their population and overall um, to be destroyed. Um, though there are many major impacts though there are many major impacts that natural disasters cause on the environment, the biggest impact that I would say happens in this situation would be the people that are currently living in the environment.
I'm going to talk about some examples of how it affects people. I use some examples from a website called aspa.org slash help center slash recovering disasters ASPX. So, some reactions and responses that people would have could be that they get anxious or nervous. People could experience changes of thoughts and behavior, such as they could have sweating, fast heartbeat, they could overeat or not eat enough. People could, sleep a lot or not sleep enough. And Another thing is that people get startled with a trigger, like, let's say, a bell or a smell could bring them memories about the natural disaster, and they're gonna be fearing about something that maybe could not be scary, but they think of it as fear because they remember it. Another thing that could happen would be that to them is that they would have more disagreements than before for some reason. I don't really know why. Also, the last thing I would say is that, well, the natural disasters leave people very traumatized, and sometimes they could take a very long time to recover because they sometimes need support or attention from a specialist.
Further expand on what Kristen was saying. Economic rebuilding after a disaster never completely recovers what was lost and does not return communities to a normal state that existed before. There is often a new normal as societies and economies are forever altered. Effective economic reconstruction in this new normal can ease the suffering of individuals and communities and can boost economic growth, welfare in the future. But we must be alert to the difficulties and potential pitfalls of rebuilding. Policy and action by countries and donors should not exacerbate the trauma and tragedy of natural disasters. Children are considered to be especially vulnerable during disasters. The Declaration of Geneva 1923, based on a draft of British social reformer Jeb Eglin, set down the principle of first where the children must be first receive the relief of time of distress. At the same time as acknowledges children's vulnerability during disasters, we want to acknowledge their agency, as emphasized of the sociology of children in childhood studies and literature. Viewing children as agents means they are seen as people who can make a difference through their actions, which positions children as participating subjects, knowers, and social actors. Researchers are still learning how ecosystems recover and how we can help forests survive in natural disasters. We try to think or restore a landscape. We run it and salvage it, lodge it, we replant it with late successful species which can figures in how they grow quickly, says Chris Foley, 1983. In the South, where many forests are grown for timber, researchers discovered that some varieties of trees can tolerate natural events better than others. There are some indication that longleaf pine might be more wind resistant than lobby pine, ecologist Sanford says. But time heals all wounds, and fierce forces of nature are nothing for forests governed by equal powerful force, regrowth, and renewal.